Good afternoon, everyone. Big Mike back here with you once again. Welcome back to Big Mike Talks, where today I'm not going to be talking about wrestling. I took a little break for the Thanksgiving holiday. So instead, I'm going to bring you some things, interactions / fights that I'd like to see in Avengers Doomsday. I'll give you a little explanation as to why I'd like to see these. But, ultimately, it's just going to be a little bit of a wish list. So, at number 10, we got Franklin Richards and Professor Charles Xavier. The reason I like to see these two at least have a little interaction, it doesn't have to be a physical interaction, like they don't have to be physically in the same room. They could have a psychic conversation. Is that Franklin, at least in the comics, has been classified as a mutant. So if you don't know what that means, he has the X gene, which is like, it's the gene that gives the X-Men their powers. X-Men. And all of mutant kind. So an interaction between technically the newest mutant and the head of the School for Gifted Youngsters just makes sense. Number 2, I think this would be a funny interaction. I don't know about the canonization of the shows. I want to see Deadpool and Moon Knight at least have a conversation, which then leads to a fight with maybe some Doombots or something. And honestly, it could be any of the Moon Knight personalities. Each one would be just as fun. And, yeah, they could maybe trauma bond or something. I don't know. I feel like either way, these two would just be golden on screen together. Number 3, Hank Pym and Dr. Hank McCoy. Now, obviously, I don't have Hank Pym fighting, but I think once the Avengers and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four all get on the same page, I think we're going to get the brightest minds together to find a solution. And no brighter minds than these two. And honestly, I think it'd be just a great big scientific conversation. Number 7, Wakanda versus Doombots. I do think Dr. Doom will go after Wakanda at some point. And just seeing all of Wakanda just fighting Doombots would be really, really fun to watch. Number 6, Namor and Captain America. And no, I don't mean Steve Rogers, because we've seen that in the comics a good couple times. I'm talking Sam Wilson's Captain America, because honestly, I'd just like to see that interaction. I think it would be an interesting way to introduce the Tarkatans to the main crew, because right now only Wakanda knows of Tarkatan's existence. So, yeah, who knows? We'll see. Number 5, the New Avengers versus Doctor Doom. Now, I have this in here because I feel like at the end of Thunderbolts / New Avengers, where we see the Excelsior coming to the 616, I don't think that's going to be the Fantastic Four. I think that's going to be Doom and Franklin Richards. And once Doom lands, he's going to probably destroy the New Avengers. And maybe even take over Sentry. Which, honestly, I think if rumors are true, Doom's going to be building his own team for Doomsday, so maybe he'll draft Sentry into this team. Number 4, Doctor Strange, Reed Richards, Black Panther, Namor, Professor Xavier, and James Rhodes. Now, the reason I have these characters together is that in the comics, they were a part of a group called the Illuminati. Now, in the MCU, we did see a version of this that includes Captain Carter, Reed Richards, Charles Xavier, etc., etc. In the comics, it's this lineup, but instead of Rhodey, it's Tony Stark. So it's some of the greatest minds in Marvel. And like I said for Hank Pym and the Beast, I think we're going to see some of the biggest minds come together. Number 3, Doctor Doom versus Loki. I think this is going to be an obvious one. I think once Doom is pretty much going to win against the 616 timeline. And then he's going to gain access to the TVA. And he's going to go after Loki, who is right now holding the multiverse together. So I think Doom is going to take out Loki. And we're going to see, that's probably going to be the start to the building of Battleworld and the next Avengers movie, which is Avengers Secret Wars. Number 2, Herbie and Groot. So, I don't know if we're going to see the full Guardians lineup take part in this movie. We do know that Star-Lord is currently on Earth. That is the only Guardian that's around. There are other Guardians of the Galaxy teams, including Giant Groot, which, honestly, an interaction with Groot and Herbie, who are essentially the mascots for the MCU right now, I feel like could be a lot of fun. And then my top one, it's probably going to be a little obvious. It's going to be Doctor Doom versus Spider-Man. Now, the reason I say this is interesting is because Robert Downey Jr. is currently playing Dr. Victor Von Doom. And if you remember, he also played Iron Man, who was the mentor of Spider-Man. So I think an interaction or even a fight between these two, which leads to Doom losing his mask, revealing Spider-Man's old mentor's face, I feel like could be a really, really fun moment, and we could potentially see Spider-Man almost do to the Green Goblin in No Way Home, I believe it was, that he might do to Doctor Doom, which, I mean, I know this is a lot, but I feel like Doomsday could be even bigger than Endgame, which, that's saying a lot. But I got some high hopes for Doomsday. And if we even get, like, a couple of these, I'd be more than happy. So, that's my list of interactions and fights I'd like to see for Avengers Doomsday. I want to know yours. Let me know some interactions you'd like to see for Avengers Doomsday down in the comments. We'll be back on the Wrestling Cake next week. And I hope you have yourself the day you're looking for. And until next time, Excelsior. Peace.